For every man, there's a difference between how he acts in public and how he acts in private. And that's okay, because it would be exhausting to wear the masks of our public persona 24/7. We all need time and space to let loose, use the bathroom, and groom ourselves. However, in today's world, I've noticed that people are letting this mask slip too easily. It's like they're becoming too comfortable and they are sacrificing their manners and etiquette in the process. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you 7 things a gentleman never does in public. Hello, my name is James, and I am on a mission to create a generation of gentlemen. The first thing a gentleman never does in public is air a grievance. As you go about life, conflict is inevitable. You will always run into people with whom you have a problem that needs to be resolved. However, a gentleman will do this as discreetly and as directly as possible. It is beyond bad manners to make a public spectacle of your grievances. Not only might it cause the other person insult and injury, but it can also damage your reputation. A good example of this would be at work. You might feel like a coworker really dropped the ball on a project, and you can choose, are you going to address this problem publicly in a meeting, or are you going to deal with it privately and save them the embarrassment? I would believe that the latter technique is often more effective. And the option you choose, whether to deal with issues privately or publicly, says a lot about your character. I think there's an attitude in the US that if you have enough money, then you can dress and behave however the hell you want. And people see it as part of their personal freedom if they want to wear shorts and flip-flops to a steakhouse. But here's my problem with that. Wherever you go, however you choose to dress, you become part of that place. And the way that you've chosen to dress affects the experience of the other customers, just in the same way that the table decorations or the art on the wall does. So a gentleman would understand that there's a difference between at-home loungewear clothes and what's acceptable dress in a public place. You can dress however the hell you want at home, but when in public, show respect for the environment and the experience of others. So even at the grocery store, never wear pajamas, sweatpants, or flip-flops. Take pride in your appearance and dress like a proper adult with self-respect. Never ever use the loudspeaker to take a call in public. At home, you can take your calls however you want, but in public, it's so rude to subject other people to your conversation. Even worse, the sound of a loudspeaker, the sound of somebody talking through those tiny speakers, it's so annoying and irritating. And with AirPods today, there really is no excuse. You can literally put your earphone in, even put your phone in your pocket and walk around having your conversation completely hands-free, and nobody else has to listen to a word. So there really is no excuse at all why in 2024 people are still using the loudspeaker in public. And don't even get me started on people who scroll through social media or play music through their loudspeaker. There's only one thing more unsightly than having something stuck between your teeth, and that's you removing it in public using a toothpick. I was recently outside one of the nicest steakhouses in Chicago when I saw this man leave with his wife. And when he was waiting for the valet, he pulled out a toothpick and honestly quite proudly began picking away between his teeth. And I just thought, do people really have no shame these days? Of course, I'm not telling you to walk around with pieces of food between your teeth. After a meal, you can excuse yourself to the bathroom and either use a toothpick provided or use some floss to remove anything that's stuck in there. In fact, that's a good thing to do, and I even encourage it. But just like many other things that you do in the bathroom, it should only be done in private and never in public. I can't possibly fathom why some men still think it's okay to spit on the floor in public. When I was a young boy in school, if anybody did that in the playground, they would be absolutely scolded by the teachers. And ever since, I've always learned the lesson that that's a completely unacceptable thing to do. However, I see plenty of men walking around the city, not even exercising, just walking around, then they will cough something up and spit a huge wad on the floor. Now, if this ever happens to you, you have something in your mouth, you've coughed something up that you just can't swallow, then please find a bathroom and do it privately. If you can't find a bathroom, go to an alley, go to somewhere nobody can see you to spit it out. I really can't believe I'm even giving etiquette advice on spitting in public. The real answer is just don't do it in public, period. If you've seen my videos, you'll know how much of an advocate I am for men clipping and filing their nails at home, giving themselves a weekly at-home manicure. Biting or picking your nails is not only ineffective, but it's also incredibly unhygienic. And it's even worse to see guys do this in public. In public, your fingers should never be anywhere near your mouth. It makes you look like a toddler. Now, I understand that biting your nails can be a habit or a compulsion. Luckily, I've never experienced this, but if you do, I highly encourage you to wear that clear coat nail polish that makes it taste disgusting to put your nail in your mouth. And if you do give yourself a weekly manicure, you'll be so happy with the appearance of your nails that you will be less tempted to pick or bite them, especially in public. I am a big believer and defender of freedom of speech. However, a gentleman understands that there is a time and a place for potentially offensive words and stories. In public, you never know who is listening or who can hear you even if they don't want to. And you might be louder than you realize, especially if you've had a few drinks. So it's best to remove certain words from your public dialogue altogether. Now, when I was a younger man, I had the ambition to be a news anchor or a radio host. While I was working on college radio, I once swore while the microphone was off. And my mentor at the time absolutely lost it with me for doing that. Even though nothing was broadcast, she told me never ever swear in a room with a microphone, because sometimes that thing can be on without you realizing. And we've all seen stories, especially of celebrities, whose careers have been ruined or their reputation significantly damaged by something they said without realizing that it would be heard. But it's not just celebrities. Anybody can land themselves in hot water by using offensive language. So it's much better to train yourself to avoid using these words and telling certain types of stories outside of your home. Gentlemen, before I wrap this video up, let me tell you about the Christmas party I am hosting on December 4th. This is an in-person event in Chicago, and I've hired out a dedicated space so we can all get together. Whether you've been to one of our meetup events before, or if you're looking to meet a new group of guys who share similar values to you. However, space is highly limited, and right now, even at the time of filming this, I only have a handful of tickets left. So I need you to hit that top link in the description if you want to come to grab your ticket right away. I'm charging a small entrance fee to cover the cost of hiring out the venue, but I'm also going to be putting on unlimited drinks and cocktails for everybody all night. So everything you will need to enjoy your evening will be included in the ticket price. So click the link down below to celebrate Christmas with me and a great group of guys before it's too late and they're all sold out.